Let's see if I can do this from my phone, because apparently my computer is not working and doesn't want to allow me to do a live video from it. And now I have to figure this out. So I don't usually do this from my phone. Hi gang, happy Friday. We're trying this for the 4th time. Hopefully it's working right now. I can't tell. So happy Friday. It is bright and sunshiny in New York City. It is 30 degrees outside, so it's pretty cold. Elias was bummed out that we did not drive to school this morning because it was too cold for him to walk. And I was like, sorry, we have a spot on the right side of the street, so you are out of luck, kid. Put on your hat and your gloves and trudge to school. It was revitalizing and energizing this morning in 28 degrees when I was walking home by myself. So I'm happy to say that I have slept for 2 nights straight. Super excited about that, although my sleeping partner is coming down with a cold, so that's going to be fun for the next week or two while he goes through that. And I did read an article, or see an article, a headline, I haven't read it, that says chocolate is more effective for coughs than cough medicine. So go out and get yourself an arsenal of chocolate and eat that and feel better. Mwah. Today I am talking about filters. And we're going to talk about filters on a few different levels, because I'm not just talking about the filters that we use on Snapchat or on Instagram or here on Facebook even. I think I can probably do a filter right now and talk through a filter or whatever it is. I am talking about those filters, but I'm also talking about the filters that we put on our lives to make it look like we're okay, to make it look like, oh, look, here's a Vogue filter. Let's see what that looks like. Open my mouth. Oh, look, I'm on the cover of Vogue. These aren't the filters I'm talking about. Let's get out of there. That was my point. So there are the filters that we put on our faces, like I just did, for the purpose of catching people's attention, getting followers on social media if you are an influencer or somebody with their own business or somebody who's trying to drum up attention for themselves. I'm guilty of it. I like to put on a filter every once in a while. There's those kinds of filters. And the one thing about those filters, the appearance filters, is that there are things now apparently on Instagram called presets or something like that. I'm not even sure what they're called, but you can buy these filters and apply them to every one of your photos to make them all look cohesive and have like the same color story and the same whatever. But after you look at those Instagrams for an extended period of time, don't you feel like it's fake? And listen, I know people who do it, so please don't take offense to this because I'm just being honest. I feel like it's fake. I feel like I'm looking at a fake life, and I'm not looking at your true, honest depiction of what is actually happening for you. And that's why I could never really get on board with that. And I've had people tell me, oh, you should really change your Instagram and make it more you know, color friendly. Pick a color palette and, you know, only post these kinds of pictures. And I'm like that, but that's not me. And I'm fine with, you know, posting a picture of me and Elias or myself doing a Snapchat with my bunny ears or doing something like that for fun every once in a while. But that doesn't show my true real life who I am self. I'm not wearing makeup today. There's no filter on me. There's none. It's Friday. I'm not wearing makeup. I've got a blemish on my face. It is what it is. You guys get what you're getting. And that is, I think, what the most important thing about people who are putting themselves out there for all the world to consume is that if you're not doing it in, and here's a word I'm beginning to despise, even though I think it's a fantastic word, if you're not being authentic and you're not portraying your real true self, then what are you actually trying to portray? Are you trying to portray the idea of something that if your life looks, you know, pink and white all the time, you're going to have all these great things? If your life looks in sepia tones all the time, is it going to be so much better? Are you going to get that many more followers? Like, I think the whole follower thing and stuff is really overplayed, and it's exhausting, especially if you have your own business and you're, trying to be visible and vulnerable. It's not about how many people follow you. It's about the quality and the value that you're bringing to the people that are following you, because you want them to follow you for reasons that matter, not just to have a number on your count. I like to interact with people who follow me. I like to interact with people who I follow. I like to, learn more about people that I'm interested in. And I hope that the people that are interested in me are doing the same thing. I enjoy getting direct messages from people. I enjoy answering comments on my Instagram and my Facebook posts and all that kind of stuff. And I think is authentic. And that is, it doesn't feel smarmy, and it doesn't feel salesy, and it doesn't feel like, oh, this person is only checking out my stuff because they want my pink and white life, or they want my sepia toned life, or my filtered life, because that's not what life is about. Life is not about a filter. So there's those filters. And now I want to talk about the filters that you have when it comes to your relationships. And you know what I'm talking about. Especially when you're posting on social media. There are the people out there who post all day long about how wonderful their life is, and about how their marriage is fantastic, and how their children are beautiful and adorable, and the pictures are gorgeous, and here they traveled here and they traveled there and they've done all these things. And at the end of the day, you know the truth. You know that they fight all the time, and that they're not really happy in their lives, and their kids are driving them crazy, and that they're arguing, and that their unfiltered life looks nothing like their life that they're portraying out there for the world to consume. And so passing judgment on those things, like I'm totally judging filters right now, and I know that I'm doing it, and hey, if you want to do it, go right ahead, but I don't feel like it's a true version of who you are. I think that what we do is we try to portray a life that is what we think other people want to see. And that can get very time consuming, and that can get very exhausting, because if you are not being true to yourself first, and true to your family and your partner and your friends, then what are you doing? Why are you playing the game? And I often question my clients on this, especially when it's relationship based, because, especially if I know you in real life, or you're a client or something, and you post something and I know that that's not the truth, it's like, why are you doing that? Just don't post it. They're not going to ask if you don't put it out there. And if you want people to comment on your perfect life, or your beautiful children, or your, enviable marriage, but you don't really have those things, then the only person you're lying to is yourself. And you're trying to keep up a charade that eventually is going to catch up with you. So I think we should start really putting ourselves out there. And I started this, when I started this business 3 years ago, I made a promise to myself that I was going to be who I am every single day, all the time. And I'm not going to change for anybody. And so far I haven't. And maybe sometimes that's to my detriment. And sometimes I think it's to my advantage, because the followers that I've had for the last 3 years are the people who now know me, and they know that what you see is what you get. And yes, I can get dressed up and go to a beautiful event, or host a beautiful event, or, look pretty with my glitz and my jewels and my glam and all the things. But I can also sit on the floor and cry with you. And I can also, help lift you up with motivation and tools and advice and experiences that I've had in my life that I can either help you try to avoid in yours, or I can help you work through because I've been there and I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to quit your job and not have any idea where you're going. I know what it's like to be stuck in a relationship and not know how to fix it. I know how to fix it. I know how to do the work, and I know what it takes. I know how to, handle your kids when they're being X, Y, and Z, or when they're doing X, Y, and Z. I just had a conversation with this, with some friends of mine. It's like, my kid was doing this. We told them this was going to happen. And now you have to follow through on whatever it is that you're doing, right? That's how I operate. I operate from a place of reality and being true and honest and open, and what you see is what you get with my people, because I think that is the most important thing you can be, is authentic, even though that word is bleh, overused so much right now. So I don't filter. I'm not a big filterer. Sometimes I'll change the lighting on a picture, not gonna lie. Sometimes I will Snapchat with the bunny ears, not gonna lie. But I do not filter my life anywhere. I'm going to tell you when I'm having a crappy day. And this morning I was having a pretty crappy day. You can ask my friend Amy. I was talking to her about it this morning. But I know that it's all part of my process. And I know that the universe does have really beautiful things in store for us if we just allow ourselves to live unfiltered. If we are true and honest and kind and compassionate and caring and giving and all of the things that we claim to be in our lives, that we, aspire to be in our lives, sometimes we're not all of these things all the time, and that's okay. But if we know it and we ask for it and we tell ourselves and we put it out there to whoever is listening to us, whatever you believe, if you believe in God or the universe or source or energy or your angels or whoever you believe, if you're doing it in a true and real, authentic way, without any filter and without any, inauthenticity, then you're going to realize that the people that are going to be with you are the ones who should be with you. And all the followers don't matter, and the popularity will fade, and all of the things. But if you are being true to the people that you know and you love and you care about, then that really is what a filter-free life is about. It's about having confidence in yourself to go on camera without makeup on and show the world that you've got a blemish today. It's about being able to show up for your clients or your friends or your husband or wife or life partner and your children and be honest with them and say, hey, guess what? You can't have that because right now I'm not sure how I'm going to pay the light bill. Or you can have that, but only because of this, this, and this. Or, having the hard conversations with, your partner, the person who you're with for your whole life, and say, I don't feel connected to you and I don't feel appreciated by you. And having those conversations are hard. Trust me, I know this. But they're necessary, because if you are in a relationship that you are filtering, then you are doing nobody a service. You are doing everybody a disservice. So that's why I don't like filters. I don't like filters because they're blocking you out. And I don't know. I want to see the real you. And I hope that you want the same from me, because that is how human connection happens. And that is how relationships are built. And that is how long-term relationships thrive, is when we're real and we're true and we are what you see is what you get, because that's what matters. So that is my filter rant for today. I've been seeing too many filters on Facebook and on Instagram. It's really just making me cringe. So try unfiltering yourself for a minute and see what happens. And I bet you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And it might, it might open some new eyes and some new doors and some new opportunities, because you actually, you got vulnerable and you said, guess what? I'm not going to filter myself anymore, because this is enough. And the people who need it are going to be with it regardless. Food for thought for your weekend. I'm going to go tend to all the sickies in my house and get some stuff done for Why Am I Yelling? Because we've got a bunch of stuff coming up. Next week we are talking about what it means to feel desired in your relationships. Valentine's Day is coming in like a month. And so we're going to be talking about appreciation and desire. And we're going to talk about good, juicy, fun stuff. We're going to get a little outside the box, if you will. So catch me back here on Monday. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Stay warm and stay healthy wherever you are, and eat your chocolate, because that's going to help your cough. Okay, I love you. No filter this weekend. Bye.